In this video, I want to look at prime factorization, which is a unique way to factor numbers. However, the first question is, what is a prime number? A prime number is any number whose only factors are 1 and itself. So the only thing that divides evenly into these numbers is 1 and itself. As some examples, all of the prime numbers that are smaller than 20 are 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, and 19. The only numbers that I can divide evenly into this is 1 and itself. And these are really helpful because every single counting number, with the exception of 1, can be written as a unique product of prime numbers. We can factor it as a product of prime numbers. In order to find the prime factorization, we're going to use what's known as a factor tree. I'm going to start with an example that we want to find the prime factorization for and show you how to use a factor tree through that example. Let's look at the prime factorization of 600. To start with our factor tree, we're going to write this number down. And then we're going to think of something that multiplies to give me 600. One of the most obvious ones is 6 times 100. So from my 600, I draw two branches, one that says 6 and one that says 100, since 6 times 100 is 600. I'm then going to repeat this process on each of these new numbers. What numbers multiply to give me 6? Well, 2 times 3. What numbers multiply to give me 100? Well, 10 times 10. We can keep going. We know that 2 is prime and 3 is prime, so I'm going to move to the right-hand side. What multiplies to give me 10? Well, 2 times 5. Since both 2 and 5 are prime, I've completed my factor tree, and now I just have to look at what I have. All of these bottom numbers make up my prime factorization. I can see there are 3 2's, so I'm going to write 2 cubed. There is 1 3 and 2 5, so I write 5 squared. So the prime factorization of 600, 2 cubed times 3 times 5 squared. It is also important to note that this is not the only factor tree that would result from 600. Maybe instead of 6 times 100, we started with 60 times 10. But no matter how you start and how you work your way through, the final result is always going to be the same. The product of primes at the very end will always be the same. So let's do another example. Let's find the prime factorization of 72. Well, we might think of 72 as 6 times 12. Once we have that, we can think of 6 as 2 times 3. And we can think of 12 as 3 times 4. 2 and 3 are both prime, but 4 is not. We have that 2 times 2 is equal to 4. And now we have that everything at the bottom is a prime number. So we can write 72 as a product of primes. We start with 2 cubed since there are 3 2's. And then we write 3 squared since there are 2 3's. So my final factorization of 72 is 2 cubed times 3 squared.